Hi, I'm Johnny from UltimatePaperMache.com, and if you're watching this video, you've probably already got all the pattern pieces put together on your pig up to the point where you're ready to put his nose on. You still haven't done his ears and you haven't put the back on. In this video, I'll show you how that nose goes on there. It's a little bit different, and it was a little bit hard to take photographs of it, so the video just worked a lot better for this part of the process. And I'm also going to show you how the aluminum foil goes on there in order to get an expression on your pig that's exactly the way you want it. Before you get to that part, I highly recommend that you go out and find pictures of pigs, because they've got so many different facial expressions. There's so many different faces. They're just as different from one to another as humans are, and so you want to find some that you really like, that they just feel like they'd be really good company when they're sitting on your wall, and use those photographs as references rather than just copying mine. Obviously, I think mine turned out pretty cool, so you can copy it if you want to, but if you'd like to make yours really special, go ahead and look for those reference photos. It'll really make a big difference. This video will also show you how to put the ears on after the aluminum foil goes on. The next step, of course, would be putting on the paper mache. There's two different videos that I want you to watch if you're not familiar with putting paper mache on a sculpture. It's not hard. There's just a couple of tricks to make it nice and smooth. And then I've got a separate video for painting the pig. I painted mine in just a few colors. That goes on really fast, and so there's a real fast video showing you how I did it, and I'm putting the links to all those down below. So now let's get started on this part of the project. The nose we have to really wear out because it needs to follow the curves. You can see it's just a little bit bigger than the space behind it. We need that space for the roundness and the aluminum foil. I'm just going to push it down like that. Cutting the tape so that it will fold flat against the front of the nose. We're going to put the buttons for the eyes. You can use a styrofoam ball if you have one small enough. Just going to put it right back there, and we're going to attach it with the hot glue. So we're just going to put some glue far enough away from the hole so that it doesn't sneak out, you know, get kind of messy on the other side. Now we're going to start adding some personality to our pig, and we're going to use some aluminum foil and a hot glue gun. I'm just going to add a little bit of a smile muscle right here. And now I have my hand behind the pattern supporting it, and I'm just squishing it down so that it melds in with the pattern shapes just a little bit better. Now I'm going to add the eyelids because a lot of the personality of our pig is going to come in his eyes. So I'm happy with that. The eyelid goes on right over the eye itself. I want a stronger curve to the eyebrow bone, is what I'm going to call it, up above the eyelid. Younger pigs don't have a really strong brow ridge, kind of like younger people. This guy's maybe a teenager. He's not a full-grown pig, but he's not really a brand new baby either, so he has a little bit sticking up. And I'm going to make a really strong shape in between those two, and then I'm going to give him a really, really skinny, very, very thin lower eyelid. And this will go on the cardboard pattern right below the eye. I'm adding just a little bit down here below it because I didn't like the shape. Once I had it on there, I wasn't happy with it, so I'm just going to put a little bit more on there. Just making another decision. We're not stuck with our decisions with art. We get to make changes if we want to. I like that a lot better. Now I'm just defining that lower lip just a little bit better. Again, I'm pushing down on the outside so that the aluminum foil shape matches the shape of the pattern. Now I'm going to cover up that outside edge of the nose. I'm just going to squish it down again so it matches the pattern shapes, but gives it just a little bit more of a nice soft curve. Make sure that you're giving it plenty of support on the inside. You don't want it to all fall apart while you're pushing on it. It's just going to give him a little bit more fleshiness. Put the glue down the middle, down the edges. Push it down so it meets the edge of the nose. Still has the right shapes. You need to define those nostrils just a little bit better. And just like you would do if you were using clay, if you don't have enough on there, just add some more. So now I've got his nostrils in the right place, and I've got it all squished down nice and tight, so it's got a nice even surface that doesn't have anything poking up that's going to interfere when we add the paper mache. Now I went and looked at some photographs that I had on my computer, which I don't have out here in my studio, and I saw that I really liked some photographs that had a little thicker lower lip. So I'm just going to add a little bit more aluminum foil right there. That makes him look happier. I like that. So now it's time to put the back on, and then we'll put those ears. You want to line up the arrows that are both on the top and the bottom, and that'll make sure that it's aligned correctly. And be sure to cover all the way around the edges with your tape. The tape is going to obviously keep the two pieces attached, and it's also going to keep the back dry when we add the paper mache. We don't want any paper mache on the back because flat cardboard has a tendency to warp when you put paper mache on it. So now I have a nice solid armature to work with, and it's finally time to put the ears on. In case you're wondering which ear goes where, the points point towards the outside of the head. So this one is going to go right here. I'm going to put it right where the light gray dotted line is. So there he is. He's all ready for his paper mache layer. Now for the next step, like I said, there are 2 videos that'll show you how to put the paper mache on there nice and smooth if you're not familiar with how that's done. And I've also got a 3rd video that'll show you how it was painted. I've put a link to all those videos down below. So go ahead and watch those next. And then as soon as you have your pig done, I really do hope you come back to the Daily Sculptors page and show him off. I would just love to see how all these come out. So I'll see you there, ultimatepapermache.com. In the meantime, go check out those videos down below.